It's coming to that point in the year where we look back and we decide who we think, in our own opinion, is the sports person of the year. So before we start the clip, Jason, we'll throw out the usual go-tos. We have LeBron James, Cristiano Ronaldo, Conor McGregor. We talk about these guys more than anyone, I would say, in the world of sports. They're always, at least guaranteed, at least once, 2, 3 times a week, you'll see those guys on our playlist. So
we decided was they have enough awards.
Yeah, they get the most consistent TYT coverage award. So we felt it was only fair to have those guys. You can start a debate if you want, but then throw out a couple other ones. I actually don't think that any of those 3 would be in my sports person of the year.
Well, that's what makes us different.
That's because I would have to have my own allegiance, which is going to be my first one.
In 2008, you were the Time Person of the Year.
I was, but I wasn't compared to Hitler. It's funny.
You win that one.
Yeah, so
Pump the brakes, pump the brakes.
Here's one.
2010?
I'm throwing out there.
2006.
2007?
2006.
All right, Jacory's going.
I forgot when I got my award for being Man of the Year. I'm sorry. I don't keep it on the table. Time picked everybody to be their Man of the Year, or whatever it was. Person of the Year, Woman of the Year, Dog of the Year. Deadspin does Bear of the Year. Go on.
I'm going to throw Andy Murray out there for 2016. So this is the
it's
reason
not a
why.
bad pick. It's just you're the only one. But go on.
Only one out of who? Give us such an American perspective on this.
Americans.
Serena Williams, because she's the best and she's American.
Not just her, but I got so many amazing picks.
I
But
know,
go on,
but
no,
the last
Andy
time-
Murray. Andrew M. Murray, go for it.
I mean, I'll throw out a quick dig in there. When's the last time the U.S. had a good male tennis player? What was that one guy's name? Blake?
David Kohler.
Yeah, David Kohler.
David Kohler is good
he's
at
the
tennis.
best. So Andy Murray.
Agassi wasn't American?
Yeah, he was. That's what I'm saying. How long ago are you going back?
McElroy. McEnroe.
McElroy.
Johnny McEnroe, the greatest tennis player of all time. I remember when
You cannot be serious.
I remember when he got so many. I'm like, yes, he jumps over cars and Mr. Deeds. He's unbelievable.
Andy Murray is I'm not going to give it to him. I just want to make the case. And by the way, in a recent clip that the BBC posted out, a lot of their writers have attributed him to the best ever UK sports person ever, right? So he doesn't have a ridiculous amount of majors. He just won Wimbledon again, and he won it back in 2013, broke the 77-year drought since Fred Perry. So he has proven that he's able to overcome ridiculous obstacles. The reason I put him out there in 2016 is because he's got world number 1. That's where he is now. He's world number 1. Yes. And he's playing in an era that it's not even a question. It's had the best tennis players of all time in that era. No one even comes close. You can say Sampras, Agassi back in those days, but even back in those days, there might have been a couple of competitors. There's like 4 of the best in that era all playing and competing. You have Roger Federer, who's arguably voted the number 1 best tennis player to ever come from, athlete to ever come from Switzerland. Djokovic, very similar trait. Nadal's
awesome too.
Nadal, in amongst the likes of Andres Iniesta, who scores World Cup winning goals, Champions League winning goals, phenomenal Spanish football players. Nadal has been voted more than any of them Spain's number 1 sports person of all time. And he's able to get into world number 1
by
from
the
them.
Tennis Commission?
I think so. I think the Tennis Commission is
The Tennis Channel's like, well, we can't give it to Iniesta. He doesn't play tennis.
So,
so bad. So I gotta point out something because it was like 2 weeks ago. We did a clip where we were saying like Ronaldo versus Messi because they're the 2 greatest of all time going at it, and we conceded like it's never happened. You just mentioned
it's happening in tennis.
Happening in tennis. The golf, Nicholas versus Palmer.
Yeah.
Was one of Manning and Brady. We missed out on such easy ones.
Tiger versus John Daly.
John Daly's one of the. John Daly should be sportsperson of the universe.
Yeah.
The guy's amazing.
So there's my case for Andy. I still don't think
it's a good case.
You get it, but that's my case.
It's a good case. Do you have, I know you. I'm taking one of yours because I'm lumping it into my entirety because you were going to choose that Gabby Douglas.
Gabby Douglas. Yeah.
Gabby Douglas, the forefront of criticism for the most ridiculous reasoning during the 2016 Olympics pre-Colin Kaepernick. Ooh.
Yeah.
All of the U.S. women's gymnastics team. I know it's very patriotic of me to pick the U.S. women's gymnastics team. No, they're a good call. They were phenomenal during the Olympics. They took over the Olympics, and I realized that I was looking it up. It wasn't just the U.S. coverage of it. They were taking over elsewhere. We didn't cheat like the Russians did, so that's a big one. Well, we don't know because remember the whole.
Oh yeah, they were getting the doping scandal.
No, not just the doping scandal, but how they shut down all the labs.
Yes.
So in 16 years, we'll find out.
Yeah, just let them perform at the moment, and we'll see. But I think they're a good call.
They were fantastic. They a degree of innocence to them that was refreshing for the sports world, and they weren't the only ones. Usain Bolt can be up there for just dominating once again, maybe one of the most dominant Olympic athletes ever. And I think that just choosing Olympians is a good way to honor the sports people of the year, because we talk about it for 2 months and then we never talk about it until the next Olympics, and people replace each other. So it's a good way to keep it in the circulation for sports people of the year.
And I don't think you can give there's not a limit to how much credit you can give Michael Phelps. He is the most decorated Olympian of all time, and good. Added to it again. Added to it again. Like, he just continues to add to it. Him and Bolt, undoubtedly. Well, you're saying Bolt was, I think, the guest speaker at the Sports Personality of the Year recently, because he has to be honoured. Like, this guy is the fastest man we've ever seen. The fastest man we will ever see.
Within like 200 meters. Like we'll see what happens if it was like a 2-mile race. He's just dogging it. What if he's just dogging it the whole way? He's just like walking.
Even though 100 meters
is not my event, man.
Even though 100 meters is where everyone like loves to see him, I love watching him on like the 200 meters. I love that his start, he looks as if he's not going fast in his own way, but he's still moving at a ridiculous speed. And then as soon as he turns it, it leaves everyone in the dust. So he's another one who's a great shout. Because we have the Olympics this year, I think it makes it so much harder. You've got so many people in the shortlist to choose from.
I have a controversial pick, because I don't think it's Sportsperson of the Year, but someone who deserves a little bit of attention because of how much America focuses on the National Football League, how much criticism we lump right towards Roger Goodell. I think it overshadows commissioners in other leagues that are actually pretty good at their job. Rob Manfred's not bad in baseball. I give him credit for that. Adam Silver made a very ballsy decision. One of the things that's very respectable about Adam Silver is something that we don't see in sports all that often, is quick, swift action without looking back, and they move forward. And taking the All-Star game out of North Carolina because of a controversial bill was, for one, a dangerous move, at least on behalf of the NBA's part, because, of course, anytime politics intersects, you're going to split the audience. In addition to that, you're losing funding from certain places. Maybe sponsors go to risk. But Adam Silver stood by his beliefs, a belief that should be shared, at least in my perspective, and moved it to New Orleans. So not just that one action, they found a way to get the CBA done. They're progressing. They've taken the sport overseas. I thought, and Adam Silver, I think it's just one of those things where he's probably done some very business-y dealings in terms of NBA to bolster certain TV deals. But in terms of what we've seen on the surface, and for somebody who, no matter what, if you're the commissioner of anything or the president of a FIFA, or, well, that makes it easy to lump criticism at.
Of course.
But like a UEFA or any of them, you're just your target practice.
Yeah.
That's all you are, your target practice as your commissioner. So I thought, in light of how bad Goodell is, Silver, Sports Commissioner of the Year.
That was a needed decision. And
it was quick too. I mean, it was quick for commissioner standards.
Yeah, I think that's and in light with that, I think I'm going to throw out another name, and this kind of crosses over to the whole.
Sepp Blatter. Sportsperson of the Year. Come on down.
And then
we got a chair for you right here, Mr. Blatter.
Moving over, it could be clouded with the best moment of the year. But do you remember the guy Alistair Brownlee? He was the triathlon runner who carried his own brother over the finish line.
Oh, yes, I do.
So in the Sportsperson of the Year awards in the UK, he's up for it because of that moment. It seems like a significant moment, but to be able to do that, to sacrifice your own position, he could have finished not placed at all. His brother was, in a way, not going to finish the race, dazed, out of control. And he carried him over the line and got him finished. His brother didn't win it because some douchebag ran right past him and just ended up winning it. Doucher. But Alistair Brownlee carried over his brother in the World Triathlon race, and I thought that was deserving of a mention. Brings a tear to a glass eye, mention. And it deserves the moment.
That's it. I think I mean, look, there's a ton of worthy nominees, right? So that's what the comment
So who's yours? Just make one out of all these. Who are you going to choose?
Nate Diaz, because they're all on steroids.
Well, I was going to choose the most obvious Francis Maxwell pick. You win 2 UFC titles, man. You gotta be winning.
I think that you should make it Rafael dos Anjos.
I don't know.
Because without Rafael dos Anjos pulling out of that fight, that could have been last year, though. That might have been 2015. Look, we're all doomed in 2017, so.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it'll pick up after what's happened.
We're doomed.
It's been a tough year, man.
It's been a really tough year.
Yeah, those videos are circulating. But look out for mine, by the way, shameless plug, coming out next week on the TYT Facebook page.
Look out for mine the week after. I don't have it.
Comment below. Who's your sportsperson of the year? Is it the go-to LeBron, McGregor,
No,
Ronaldo?
you're not allowed. If in the comment section, if you put LeBron, McGregor, or who else? Ronaldo, I urge the comment section. J.R. Smith should have been for out wearing a shirt. Of course, those are the actual sports people of the year that always do it. I urge our comment section for anybody who puts those three, give them an L. The deadly L.
Was it not the horse that won it last year?
Secretariat or something?
No, remember the horse that won it? That won the Triple Crown? What was that name? What was the name? You know what I'm talking about. Corey knows.
Yeah.
You know, it was
Seabiscuit.
It's coming to me. It's coming to me.
They won fucking athlete of the year, and I forget the name.
The horse did?
It's coming. Yes, the horse won it. It was last year. What's his name? What's his name?
Could be Animal.
Black Beauty.
It wasn't Black Beauty.
The Black Stallion.
I'm joking.
It wasn't Black Beauty.
No.
Hold on.
Cut this. I know its name.
No, we're not cutting it. What is it? Triple Crown horse winner.
I bet it's going to come to me, and I'm going to do the usual. Begins with an S, I'm sure.
Oh, dead wrong.
What was it?
American Pharaoh.
American Pharaoh.
Oh.
Look, as a Jew, we don't like pharaohs. They treated us really bad.
On that note.
Fair enough.
On that note.
We brought
have a good 2017.
That horse is screwed next year.